Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. And this watch is a Tudor Fastrider Ducati back when the iconic sport bike manufacturer and Tudor joined forces in 2011. So this predates the modern revival of Tudor, and in a lot of ways it is a resolutely forward-looking modern watch, not a vintage cosplay like a lot of modern Tudors. So if you want a Tudor watch that is not cloyingly retro, this might be the best option for you. In terms of size, in steel, it's 42 millimeters in diameter, it's 14.2 millimeters thick, it's 49.3 from lug to lug, and it's got a broad 24 millimeter spacing between the lugs, and it does have significant weight. It's a meaty watch. It is substantial, and I want to give you a quick idea of just how substantial that is. That is a hefty watch. Anything on a full bracelet that's over 150, 160 grams is a heavy watch. This is a massive machine. Remember, about 224 grams or so is half a pound. Taking a look at the watch on my wrist now. My wrist is 16 centimeters in circumference. The watch fits nicely because it does not have solid end links. You can see how the end links are pivoted, so the bracelet pulls straight down 90 degrees out of the lugs, making for better borderline wrist fit. Now, I would say that my wrist is borderline. So if your wrist is my size, 16 centimeters, this is going to wear well. If your wrist is any smaller, there might be some proportional issues. It's not a super thick watch, but nor is it super thin. Its asset with respect to a cuff or a sleeve is that the bezel is quite well sloped, so it should fit underneath most cuffs. Again, my wrist is 16 centimeters. Getting a look over the top, taking a look at the bracelet now. No fake rivets here. This is a modern watch. You can see we have a conforming end link, a little bit of taper down towards the clasp. We have removable links fixed by screws. The interior of the clasp is nicely hollowed out with little scalloped portions to avoid pinching skin or pulling hair or trapping wrist heat. We've got quite a few removable links built in here, so you're probably going to find the right size. Then we also have 3 pairs of divots, and you can use your strap tool to re-anchor the spring bar to fine-tune the fit. You can see we've got a little single full deployment mechanism here that uses both internal and external ceramic spring-loaded pin snaps. So the steel, 1, 2, the steel cannot wear down the ceramic, so the tolerances will remain snappy forever. You can see the Tudor Shield logo once the clasp is locked closed, rolling around to the case. We do have here a screw-down crown mechanism, and the watch has a robust water resistance of 150 meters. We have the Tudor Shield logo, and you can see we've got the Tudor Shield logo on the dial as well. And if you take a quick look at the shield, then you look at the flank, you'd actually see this is a Ducati logo. So you can see the Tudor logo is oblong and tall, whereas this is a Ducati sport bike style logo. Now, the other thing worth mentioning is that this is a Valjoux 7753, which is the version of the 7750 that's been rotated 90 degrees to give you this balanced tri-register look, so it's symmetrical side to side. As a result, the 7753 loses the quick set function. So if you want to quick set the date, you use the included push adjuster tool to press this little index and then jump the date. Now, it does feature the stop seconds function, so if you unscrew the crown and then you pull out the crown, it stops everything, lets you synchronize to a reference time. Screw down crown, quite robust in that regard. Taking a quick look in the dark, the watch does feature Lume. It's actually quite well loomed. We have the Ducati-style off-centered racing stripe that runs across the date right here. We have these applique metallic numerals that look great. And you can see they actually feature 2 different planes, a base, which is matte finished, and then the raised portion, which is polished. So attention to detail is quite good. Each of these little dished registers also features, if you look carefully, a square or diamond-shaped center to the hand. Before the red varnish, there's that little diamond-shaped center. And then there's an azurage or a concentric pattern inside each one of these sub-registers. We have the applique Tudor logo and city of origin. Maybe we don't need to know that it's a chronograph, but perhaps they felt the need to fill the space. And then the watch features yet another diamond-shaped counterweight to the Lancet-style seconds hand and partially skeletonized hour and minute hands. The watch also features that 7753 inside unidirectional winding. In this application, it's a 46-hour power reserve, 4 Hertz, 27 joules, stop seconds. It has a pusher corrector for the date, and it features a combination of a cam-based function cycler or a coulisse, as it's sometimes called, and an oscillating pinion. And feel is excellent. It really doesn't give up anything to a column wheel in that regard. I think if you look at cam-based chronographs of the 60s, 70s, 80s, and early 90s, they were never as sharp as a column wheel. But in the modern era, that distinction's kind of melted away. What you will want to know is that this is an oscillating pinion lateral clutch, which is a little bit different from a conventional lateral clutch. I probably need to wind this watch a bit. So, conventional lateral clutch has quite a bit of play as the teeth of the wheels mesh, whereas an oscillating pinion has a very small pinion turning the chronograph center wheel. So you can see as I start this up, there's almost no discernible jump or stagger to the motion of the seconds hand. It's a lateral clutch, but it starts seamlessly like a vertical clutch. That's one of the great advantages of a 7750-based movement. So if you love this watch, reach out to Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase and pricing details of this steel Ducati-inspired chronograph.